the second half of Phase 4 for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We're about halfway through Phase 4, and some people are loving it, other people have complaints, and I mean, I would expect nothing less, you know, at this point. All right, so here is the halfway point in the box office. Thor 4 so far has done very well. They're only a tiny bit behind their projections for the domestic box office. And so far, they have made $302 million, I believe, globally in their opening weekend in the box office. This is amazing. The breakdown is 143 million domestic and 159 international million. That is awesome. Thus far, it's performed better than Thor Ragnarok, which is huge because, you know, a lot of people had a lot of complaints about Thor Ragnarok. This puts Thor 4 just behind Jurassic World Dominion and Doctor Strange 2 in the Multiverse of Madness, which is huge for the Thor franchise. Very, very cool. They spent roughly $250 million in their production budget and another $100 million on top of that for marketing. So that's roughly $350 million plus taxes. So with the current numbers that they have, they are actually feeling pretty good. They are sitting pretty right now because they're only a few million away from matching what they spent for production and for marketing. And considering it's barely been a week, it's only a couple days since its release, that is very, very good for everybody involved with Thor 4 for the multiverse. That's really, really awesome for Marvel Studios. Thor 4 is apparently the 12th biggest MCU opening weekend. Let me see, it's the 12th out of 28 so far for the MCU Phase. And then I recently read an article where IGN fans actually rated from worst to best the first half of the Phase 4 for the MCU, and I disagreed. Let me know your thoughts. So coming in at number 6, they had Black Widow. Coming in at number 5, they had Shanghai and the Legend of the Ten Rings. 4 was Eternals. Number 3 was Spider-Man No Way Home. Number 2 was Doctor Strange 2 in the Multiverse of Madness. And number 1 was Thor 4 Love and Thunder. Now, the reason why I disagreed and this made no sense to me is because here is the breakdown. Here is the breakdown and why, like, I think fans are, you know, a little out of touch, at least in my opinion. All right, here we go. I think Spider-Man No Way Home should be in the top because they made the most revenue thus far. Spider-Man No Way Home has raked in over $600.8 million. Doctor Strange 2 in the Multiverse of Madness, $450 million. Thor Love and Thunder so far is at $302 million. Black Widow, $218 million. Eternals, $161.7 million, which I was surprised because I could have sworn Shanghai and the Legend of the Ten Rings actually performed better than Eternals, but I guess I was wrong because Shanghai and the Legend of the Ten Rings raked in $140 million. And I think the latter three are the reason why people haven't been too happy with the first half of Phase 4, because that includes Black Widow, Eternals, and Shanghai, which did not perform the way they thought that they would. So that's very interesting. And I mean, that list, number 6, Black Widow, number 5, Shanghai, number 4, Eternals, number 3, No Way Home, number 2, Doctor Strange, and number 1, Thor. It's like, that does not make any sense when you take in the analytics of how much these actually made.